Jesus rose with all power in his hand. He's in his hands. Oh, Jesus rose with all power in his hand. Yes, it's in his hands. They tell me that he died on the Friday evening and he rose. Jesus rose with all power in his hand. Oh, Jesus rose with all power in his hand. I'm glad Jesus rose with all power in his hand. Oh, it's in his hand. They tell me that he died on a Friday evening and he rose Sunday morning. Jesus rose with all power in his hand. Oh, they tell me that the angels came down from glory and he rolled the stone away. Oh, they tell me that the angels came down from glory and he rolled the stone away. I'm glad the angels came down from glory and they rolled the stone away. And Jesus rose with all power in his hand. Yes, they tell me that the angels came down from glory and they rolled the stone away. My Bible tell me that the angels came down from glory and they rolled the stone away. They tell me that the angels came down and he rolled the stone away. Hey, Jesus rose with all power in his hand. My Bible tells me that Jesus rose with all power in his hand. Yes, I'm glad about it today. Jesus rose with all power in his hand. Hey, it's in his hand. Hey, they died on the Friday evening and he rose on Sunday morning. Jesus rose with all in his hand. I'm so glad that the angels came down to glory and they moved. The angels came down from glory and they moved. Pushed the stone away. I'm glad that the angels came down from glory and they rolled the stone away. Jesus rose with all power in his hand. I'm glad the angels came down from glory and they moved. The angels came down. Ain't nobody glad about it today. And they moved and they pushed the stone away. Hey, my Bible tells me the angels came down from glory and they rolled the stone away. Jesus rose. Christian, come here. Hey, Christian. Hey, Jesus rose with all power in his hand. Come on, boy.
My Jesus, he rose with all power in his hands. Yes, tell me that he died on a Friday. Oh, but he rose on a Sunday. Oh, my Jesus, he rose with all power. Hey, yeah. Oh, and they tell me that the angels came down from glory and he My Jesus rose with all power in his hand. Oh, yes, my Jesus rose with all power in his hand. In his hand. Oh, yes, he died on a Friday. But thank God Almighty that he rose on Sunday. Jesus, he rose with my Jesus, my Jesus rose. My Jesus rose. Thank God Almighty that my Jesus rose. He's with us, but Jesus rose. He didn't have to die, but Jesus rose. He didn't have to suffer, but my Jesus rose. He didn't want to do it, but my Jesus rose. He rose for you. He rose for me. He rose for her. Yes, my Jesus rose. Yes, my Jesus rose.